So welcome all of you, and welcome Rajiv ji and Prem Singh ji. Uh, we all on behalf of NHRD and NHRD Delhi and NCR chapter and Faridabad Management Association welcome our speaker for today, and also all the participants and all the delegates who have joined. To start with, I think there's a little background about our today's speaker, Mr. Rajiv Khurana. He has been a very successful management practitioner. He is working as a management consultant since 1985. He's the founder of his own company and CEO of the Personal Lab, and also co-founder and trustee of the Lung Care Foundation, which is a social venture and creating a lot of awareness about the lung care. And it is a Guinness Book World Record on December 23, 2007 of creating a shape of lung with the thousands of school children, and that is appeared in the Guinness Book of World Record. He is an international management consultant, trainer, executive coach, corporate board advisors into many companies. He's a social entrepreneur by his description. He's a thought leader, writer, author, blogger. There's an end of long list which talks about Rajiv Khurana. And we just had a conversation with him last week that there's a lot of queries which are coming from all corners, not only from the young college graduates, those who are passing out this year, but also from the lot of people, those who are losing their jobs, or people, those who are looking forward to venture into some kind of independent Atmanirbhar opportunities in this COVID scenario. So we thought of engaging with him in terms of coming out with some debate, some dialogue that what are the alternate career opportunities which can emerge during this time or in the coming future for freshers or for experienced people or for entrepreneurs or those who are willing to change their business. So that is the background. And Faridabad Management Association, which is part of AIMA, and in the journey of doing a lot of management education, influencing the quality of management and industry, particularly in the area of Faridabad, has been doing many webinars on relevant topics over these 2 months during the COVID time. And we look forward to have a lot of learnings and a lot of interactions. This will be an interacting session with all of you to brainstorm and to come out with some critical output that could be required and that would be useful for all of us. So we also have with us Mr. Prem Singh, who is the president of Delhi chapter of Delhi and NCR chapter of NHRD, also the group president of JK organization. So I request him also to share his views about this topic and way forward. So Prem Singh ji, over to you.
Sure. Thank you very much, Abhay, and good evening, everyone. And good evening, Khurana Saab, and thank you very much for accepting. Thank you very much for accepting to conduct this webinar for both FMA as well as NHRDN. Couple of thoughts, actually, just reflecting on the word career and life. There are three things that have happened and which are very startling in front of all of us. 30 years ago, if you started a career as a mechanical engineer, you would continue to grow as a mechanical engineer and also retire as a mechanical engineer. And today, you start your career as a mechanical engineer, do that job for a few years, change the track, get into data science, do the job of data science for a few years, change the track again, get into advertising, become a CEO of an advertising firm, and guess what? change the track again. Start picking up a hobby, for example, dancing or singing, and build yet another career. Therefore, we are not living in a time where your career is one straight line progression. It is changing tracks, it is changing orbits, and it is changing significantly. Therefore, this trend is only going to continue. Should it make us sad or should it make us optimistic? Well, to my mind, it should make us optimistic because what it tells us, there are so many more opportunities for all of us, and there are so many more options that we have in front of us. What all it needs on our part to execute is explore those options and do all that is required to be successful in those. I would like to quote here, and I'm really very, very passionate about this. I'm actually a great admirer of this gentleman, Alvin Toffler. Alvin Toffler has been a great futuristic, and he has quoted this beautiful quote that the people who will be quick to unlearn, learn, and relearn will be much more efficient and effective in the gig economy. And what we are seeing today is emergence of gig economy in almost every aspect of life. And what we are seeing today is going to be 10x in next 5 years. Because the advent of technology has made sure that the difference between haves and have-nots has come down, and therefore the technology is available to everyone, and it has empowered everyone, and therefore it has multiplied the opportunities also for everyone. So that should be a strong silver lining to all of us in spite of the COVID situation that we are facing today. So I just wanted to share this brighter side of the life. I know we are dealing with the current situation, and what we are dealing with today is not only a health shock, it is also an economic shock. It is also a consumerism shock. It is also a supply chain shock. It is also a demand generation shock. It is also a societal shock. But amid all these kind of shocks, there is a big silver lining, and that silver lining is there are a lot of opportunities available, and what all we need to do is unlearn what we have done and learn something that what we want to do now, and that is it. Without taking too much of time, I would now request Mr. Khurana to educate us more about it, and I can assure the participants that you are all in the safe hands. Khurana Saab is a great speaker. He's an international motivator, and I have very high admiration for him. Khurana Saab, over to you, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Prem Singh ji. Thank you so much, Abhay. And thanks, Bhagat, for organizing everything so very well. Prem Singh ji, you started with a quote, and I also recall what Mark Twain had said. Throughout my life, I was scared of many things. Most of the things never happened. So that's a big assurance for all of us that even if the situation is changing, we may have fears, but let me tell you, the worst is not going to happen. Secondly, Mark Twain also said, never let school interfere in your education. And that only supports your point that, okay, whatever you may start with in the form of education, the time will come that you will keep changing, and therefore the life learning becomes much more critical than the kind of qualification we have come across. Incidentally, 10 years back, Prem Singh ji, I did a program for National HRD Network for Beyond Business program on 1st of June, because that day I completed 25 years of my consulting journey. Today, incidentally, I complete 35 years of consulting journey, and I'm again doing a program for National HRD Network. So Thank you. And I'll be sharing some slides also. And I understand that, you know, when you have 16:9 ratios, people can't read that correctly. So therefore, I'm going to use 1:1 ratio for my slide so that it comes in the center and it'll be easier for us to relate to. Plus, I don't like to use too much of fonts. So there'll be one area on a slide and I'll be moving faster. But before that, let's also make it a very participative program. Thank you so much, friends, for writing all your congratulatory message. This means a lot to me. But tell me, today in this program, do you want to hear goody stuff or do you want to hear straight and blunt stuff? I want interaction. So therefore, for goody stuff, sugar-coated stuff, just type G. And if you want a blunt stuff, write B. G or B. Let me hear B, 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 B. Wow, fabulous. A lot of speed is coming up. B, 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 B. You want to hear B stuff. Excellent. Or you want a goody stuff also. I'm sorry, I'm not the right person for goody stuff. I am the guy who's going to actually hit the nail straight to you. A blunt stuff. And my dear friends, one more thing. Let's also start the program with a poll. Let me ask you a poll. I'm launching a poll. Quickly respond to that, please. The poll is launched. Start responding to that. It'll be on for 1 minute only. There are over 200 people. Well, the number is moving very faster. My question is, what is your current engagement? Job, self-employment, business? You are free, you are exploring, or you are retired, you are a student, you are a social entrepreneur, or any other category. Well, 30 more seconds to go. Let's have more responses because 156 people have already responded. That's very fast. And I like this kind of interactive program. Rather than me talking at 166 people have responded. 80% voting has already been done in less than 40 seconds time. That's the speed. I think we should be doing our voting like for selecting the parliamentarians also like fast. अच्छा एक सवाल आ गया कि why do we only quote foreign quotes? यार वही पढ़ा था तो याद आ गया. अभी इंडियन का भी याद आ जाएगा तो I'll definitely share that. Don't worry about that. You are talking to a guy who's too blunt. Thank you, sir. Thank you for congratulating me. It really matters a lot to me. This is an important day for me. And I'm going to now close the poll. And do you want to hear the responses? See the responses? Let's see the responses. The poll ends now with 83% people voting. And here is the result before you. People who are participating today, 54% are right now in a job, 25% are in self-employment, 3% are in business, 7% are right now free and exploring. Don't worry, I call myself 35 years of unemployed person. 1% is retired. Nobody is retired, sir. At 60, nobody retires. Our Prime Minister is close to 70. Student, yes, we all are students. Social entrepreneurs are missing here. And other categories which we couldn't specify, no problems. We have 4%. So now let me just stop sharing this data. And I have also been advised that I should only be speaking in English. Well, I do bring in an element of masala of Hindi. Kindly bear with me. And now let me just share one of the presentation that I would like to share with you and move with that. Okay, guys, get set now. So with a lot of people who are in a job and who may be exploring the option of moving out of the job, I will be focusing on 5 aspects. We'll talk about the reality, what's happening. We'll look at the alternate options which we may have. Obviously, there are a lot of jitters and emotional management that is needed today. And of course, what could be your initiatives and precautions once you start thinking in terms of moving out of job. And of course, I'll be answering to some of the questions for my fellow consultants who would have started after the job, maybe 5 years, 10 years back. And I'll be sharing with you 11 tips, valuable or not, you have to decide in terms of how you are going to be perhaps working in your career. And on top of it, there'll be a bonus 6 pointers in terms of what kind of knowledge, skill, etc. we need to master. So here we are. And of course, thank you so much. This pastry is only meant for you. Enjoy yourself. You have sent me digital congratulations, so I'm sharing the digital pastry with you. Abhay, just confirm that you are able to see all the slides which are coming up. Yes or no? Okay, wonderful. So let's look at the reality as of today. 35 years ago, when I started into consulting profession, I was a consultant on 6 wheels. 6 wheels meant DTC bus. Today, I'm a consultant on foot because I walk to my office, which is just 5 minutes away. And in this journey, whatever I have gathered, I shall be sharing with you in a more blunt manner. Although somebody has rightly pointed that I have quoted somebody from Western world, my experiences are going to be purely Indian, and I'm going to talk jargon-free language in absolute Desi style to tell you how we can think in terms of our alternate careers. There's an old saying, very few people learn from other people's mistakes. Most of the people are other people. I have also committed majority of mistakes, but maybe I'll share those with you, and you can also think in terms of what not to do. But one thing is very clear. COVID came, it hit us hard. On the medical part, I definitely know much better about it because I'm the founder trustee of Lung Care Foundation. But we also know none of the doctors is an expert today because nobody faced it. The research is coming up every 2 or 3 days. Our thinking is changing. And if in the medical part this is happening, in the business part, let me tell you, all the expertise that we have of the past may not work in the future. And therefore, we are facing multiple dilemmas. Our dilemmas are, one, shall we now look at the future from a conventional mindset or a totally evolving mindset? If this would not have happened, we would have continued with our own conventional mindset, which we have acquired over the period of time. Number two, if we are thinking in terms of making an alternate career, should we look at our career in the form of capability-oriented new avenues, that whatever capability we have, let's go and market that? Or shall we look at the new avenue and think, what kind of capability do I need to acquire or enhance? But there is one big advantage. All the practicing consultants so far had been focusing on their domain area in the city they were living in. Delhi NCR, that's my domain. Or maybe some of the satellite towns of NCR, if you are a legal consultant, you are helping the organizations and manufacturing units around you. Well, that's the domain. But suddenly, that city-minded approach is over. Now the world is your market. In fact, I have announced certain programs on the international webinar route also, because anybody can actually watch you. Today, a lot of people are coming from all across India to be participating in it. We already have over 250 odd people. The next is techno experimentation. You know, we were 2 months back, nobody knew Zoom properly. We were hardly using it. Some of us were using in the organization. Today, it's a household name. It's a cell phone entity. Everyone has it today. But we are now, right now, experimenting. Or shall we go in for a total tech-savvy mastery? Yes, it is inevitable today. And lastly, and this may hit all of us, those who think that they are in the job, once they come out of the job, they will have friends in the industry who will help them. You don't know. Even those friends would be coming out and searching for a business or a consulting profession. And therefore, those professional friends, and I'm not talking about college chuddy buddies or school chuddy buddies, those friends would also become your frenemies in times to come. Anyway, let's do another exercise. Those of you who are in a job right now, start looking at your chat box and give me an answer. What motivates you in your job? Give 1 or 2 or 3 factors. 1, 2, 3 factors. And those who are not in a job, just reimagine the time when you were in the job. What were the things that were motivating you? And I am going to read out all the pointers which are going to come up, please. Yes. Let's read what you are talking about in the chat. Start responding that. Job satisfaction, feeling of contributing, money, recognition, social connect, wonderful, great salary. Oh, this is moving very fast. Learning, my passion, opportunities, engagement, blah, 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 blah. Salary, position in the society, career orientation, skill orientation, recognition, people first, progression, money, specialization, appreciation, position, flexibility, fabulous, passion. All these answers are coming repeatedly. Absolutely right, friends. This is, I love it because this is the interactive program. Target achieved, acquiring zeal, learning, power with accountability. Stop it, please. Stop it, please. And now, those who are right now not in the job, kindly write what motivates you. Those who are not in the job, kindly write what motivates you. And those who are still in the job, think that today is your last working day. You have resigned from the job. Tomorrow you're not going back to the job. What do you think will motivate you? What do you think will motivate you, my dear friends, in case you are not there? Have you seen the movie Three Idiots? All is well, all is well, all is well, all will remain well. Don't worry about it. Now you're talking about humanism, challenging opportunities, Atmanirbharta. वो सारे factors कहाँ गए यार जो job में थे? Where are those factors gone which you were looking out in a job in terms of motivation coming from outside? Now experiences, challenges, purpose of life, all this will come. Oh boy, ability to contribute. Now where is position? Where is designation? Where is success factor? Abhay, I hope you are looking at that. Those factors are not there. And all of a sudden, the factors have changed. All is well, all is well, all is well. Consistent income, that's a very honest answer. Live with peace. Oh yeah, again a very honest answer. Maybe the boss is the root cause? No, I don't see. All bosses are good, but yeah. My friends, let's move ahead further. Well, I don't have to train anyone on extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. When you were in a job or you are in a job, extrinsic motivation takes over. But let me tell you, if you're on your own, for the last 35 years, no company has given me a bonus. They want to reduce my fee. Nobody has said, Rajiv Khurana, you've done a wonderful job, increase it by 20%. People in the job get their increments, I don't. And for the last 35 years, I've survived because the guys who are in consulting business would know it very well. Where does it pain, but where are the opportunities? Intrinsic motivation matters. All right. I'm very fond of this because whenever I conduct programs, I talk about a 3-apple story. You know, the world is a story is only about 3 apples. The first apple was which Adam and Eve had. And the third apple is Apple iPhone, symbol of luxury, technology. And if you have money, you want to buy it, unless you are an Android lover, you're like me. So tell me, and I want to actually get an answer in case you know the answer, because I don't know the answer. When Adam and Eve tasted the apple and they decided to create the world, which organization gave them a job? Which company gave them an appointment letter? Please tell me. Which company gave them an appointment letter? Yes, my dear friends. God Almighty. God Almighty is not the company. They were Atmanirbhar, the environment, the nature, heaven, private limited, survival. This only proves the point. Mankind was born as an entrepreneur and not as an employee. That proves the point. For centuries and centuries, they were on their own. Until one powerful man said, look, let's play Raja Mantri Chor Sipahi. I'm going to be a Raja. And we all said, we are the Praja, give us a job. And the first job came to us. And that Raja became the government later. And then in the 17th century, late and 18th century, big organizations started coming in, privatization started happening. And today, it's in big sizes all across the MNCs. And therefore, our entire education system, in case the academicians are also watching it, is only tailored to creating jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Because we want to pick up a college, because from there, we can enter into a good job. And mother has more tension, because if you don't get a right naukri, you will not even get a right chokri. And if that being so, my dear friends, if you're born as an entrepreneur, so tension kis baat ki hai yaar? Why are we worried about it? We will be in a position to create an alternate career, because being an entrepreneur is part of our DNA, if I use the common lingo. But then nobody has asked me which was the third apple. Yes, the third apple which fell on Newton's head. And he started dancing. Gravity, gravity, gravity. Apple used to fall on somebody else's head also. But why Newton said gravity and nobody else said that? Because Newton had a question. Newton had curiosity. And because of that curiosity, he was searching for an answer. And my dear friends, that's the secret in terms of searching now for the alternate careers. You have ingrained in you the element of entrepreneurship, and you also have the curiosity. Just combine the two and think how things are going to be different for all of us. The trouble is, as an employee, we have different names. Employee, worker, workforce staff, labor, crew, personnel, human resource. We don't know whether this path is going away from us or coming towards us. And only in the conferences, we keep talking about, let's create intrapreneur in the organization. It's time now to not only think like an entrepreneur, it's time now to think like an entrepreneur. One more question to you. These are the 4 possible futures that could be in front of you. A, clear enough future. B, alternate future. C, a range of future. D, a true ambiguity. Give me your answer. A, B, C, D. What is your answer? Please tell me. A, B, C, D. Yes, friends. A, B, C, D. What's your answer? You will say yes. The answer is D, true ambiguity. And if we are working towards true ambiguity, first of all our lessons that we have acquired from the Western world are going to change. We may even have to fail in terms of the learning that we have acquired, because the whole thing that is going to change with us is we will have to survive. We will have to survive this crisis. We'll have to survive our habits of working in the organization. Because the moment you change the side of the table, life is absolutely different. There is going to be anxiety. Many of us are facing. Kya hoga agar job nahi rahi to? Because I know even the job salary cuts in just 2 months of time. And the entrepreneurs, the industrialists don't even have the patience to sustain you for 6 months. The cut has been not in the public sector, but in the private sector, ranging from 30 to 60% and maybe more. But then this is an opportunity for newness, creating something damn new things. But at the same time, whenever you try new things, mistakes are going to happen. This is going to be a world full of glitches. So therefore, you will have to make extra efforts. And extra efforts not comparable to others, but extra efforts which are much more than others. Because even if you win the rat race, you are still a rat. So what is the change we need to strive with? My friends, tighten your belts. We need to strive with our creativity. God has ingrained in us. Somebody said, our mind has the installed capacity of 17 trillion thoughts per second. Well, some research, we need to, at the same time, find a happiness quotient within. That satisfaction with oneself is very vital, because in case you start with more anxiety, before you actually spoil your career, let me tell you, anxiety is not the good thing in COVID times. COVID, it becomes a comorbidity. You may have to think in terms of alignments with the right kind of organization, with the right kind of people. And at the same time, how do you nurture yourself? I'm going to be talking about all these pointers. And when we go to the vegetable vendor, we want a jhunga or a kosru, something extra. Well, in the job, traditionally, we have done the job in terms of what were the KPIs, and we just fulfilled those. In your own profession, I'm sorry, nobody is going to set your KRAs. You will have to consistently keep giving much more than what was expected, and that too without expecting any raise or return. And of course, this profession of consulting, entrepreneurship, etc., would always be ever evolving. Now the question is, how do we handle the second inning when it comes to that? It is a restartup. Incidentally, some people say it's a retirement. By the way, I have the copyright on the word retirement. Retirement.com is my website. Thanks to my son, who is an IPR lawyer and a very ferocious one, he got me the copyright on the word retirement with a Y. But then, my belief is just change the wheel and you are as good as new. Even if you're retiring at 60, incidentally, between the age group of 55 to 65, there will be 22 crore people in India. If India is growing young, India is also growing old. So how do we make sure that these people who are traditionally on retirement at 60 can actually work till 80? Because there are some top lawyers who have really thrived very well even at 90 plus. And we also had politicians who at 90 plus wanted to be the chief minister or the prime minister. And our prime minister is not retiring. Why should you be retiring at 60? And therefore, retiring is vital. Now the question is, if it is a consulting business, or it is some other business, what are the hiccups? And there is a saying in Punjabi, which I have written in Hindi here, chatti, hatti, khatti. This is beyond the Western thought, but this is a total Desi thought. Chatti means when you start paying things from your own pocket. Hatti is the break-even stage. And khatti is when you start earning the mullahs. And there is a time gap in that. And if you really go by the startup lingo, well, there is a slanted S curve, which would mean that the initial investments will have to come from your own pocket. This area is called the valley of death. The money that you take on loan from your family, your friends, from your own pocket, in case your plan doesn't work, the valley of death happens faster. Before somebody thinks in terms of giving you the money, they would like to have the proof of the concept, how you are going to carry out your business. So the question initially asked was, are we going to be talking about what kind of career opportunities do we have post the job? Yes. And I'm going to be presenting ABC of restartups. ABC. And I'm broadly classifying that into advisory, business, and contracting. But there are categories into that. In advisory, it could be consulting, training, coaching, mentoring, academics, writing, vlogging, video logging. And there could be many more. And in business, there could be manufacturing. You can set up your own manufacturing, small industry, micro industry, or trading, or get into startups, or get into franchisee modes, or pick up some agency, become part of the associations or create those associations, or actually convert your hobbies into your profession. as Mr. Prem Singh initially was talking about, dancing could be the area. By the way, I have also earned money through my skills in photography and my skills in writing and my skills in video production. So these are the additional things which I have converted my hobby into my profession also. And of course, multi-level marketing, insurance business, banking, insurance, financial services, blah, blah, blah. LIC itself has more than 12 lakh agents. And there are 23 more life insurance companies. Opportunities are plenty. And then it comes to contracting. And I'm not talking typically as a consulting, because as a contracting, because you are actually doing multi-jobbing. You may be doing work for 3-4 companies at the same time. The gig economy itself is very, very, very big. Tom Peters had once said, the future manager would be managing ISPs. What are ISPs? Independent service providers. And that is what he talked about as part of the gig economy. Or you may take up some retainerships, only work for those organizations, or only focus on compliances part of it, whether it is the posh part or the labor part or any other company law requirement part. You only go there, make sure that you take care of that and move out of it. Or you could be a representation guy or a liaison guy or a linking guy in terms of bringing connections together and thereby taking money out of it. And of course, one thing which I missed out is right at the top, the PSR part. And what is this PSR part? This is personal social responsibility. Well, we talk a lot about CSR. My company has to do the social responsibility. What are you planning to do? You always think one day I will be doing social work. When is that one day going to come? Today. Personal social responsibility or a professional social responsibility. And in my case, when many years ago, I used to give 5 days a month free to NGOs. Today, I have my own NGO and I devote 20 days a month to that. But maybe some of my relatives and some of my friends say his PSR is Pagal social responsibility, a mad guy. But fine, I can earn that much in 10 days time so that I can actually take care of my responsibilities. And I really don't care in terms of whether I actually want too much of money. So question is, are you also interested? Then you don't need to look around. You either create your own NGO or join some NGO or propagate their activities. And if you want to become a real madcap, join us at Lung Care Foundation. For the last 5 years, we are one of the fastest moving social impact trusts. I can take a lot of people, but you have to do some hard work before that. First, read everything about us on our website, www.lcf.org.in, and then write to us in terms of what do you want to do. And then we will tell you what are the opportunities, because the entire India is an opportunity. We are focused on 2.6 billion lungs. Everyone has got 2, and lungs are under major threat because of the environment. And my dear friends, now here I am moving faster. I'll be talking about 14 transformational actions which each of one of you can focus on. 14 transformational actions. Let's take them one by one, self-explanatory. Some of you would be practicing it. For some, it could be new. This presentation is specially made for you. 14 transformational actions. Number 1, T. I'm very fond of creating acronyms. So I'm using the word transformation and working on an acronym. So each alphabet, I'll give you an advice. T, take your time. In case your job is under threat or you're not getting a job right out of college, don't panic. Because the moment you panic, you're going to spoil your money. Take your time, relax a bit, maybe take a break. Let your intuition work. Because if suddenly you've lost the job or you're going to lose the job, my dear friends, business don't start up on their own. And now I'm quoting Kabir Das ji, for someone who pointed out that I used a Westerner. And Kabir Das ji said, "Dheere dheere re mana, dheere sab kuch hoye. Mali seet chat so ghada, ritu aaye phal hoye." Even if you give 100 jars of water, when the time comes, the plant comes. So therefore, take your time, have patience. Second pointer, R. Remove self-doubts. You're more educated than me, you're more experienced than me, you're more talented than me. I started into consultancy when I was 24.5 years old, with just 5 years of industry experience. That time I worked with Shriram Pistons, Aisha Goodard, Blue Star. And then I realized I was not good to be a manager, so I became a consultant. 5 years in the industry, 35 years into my own consulting work. And if I can survive and thrive, you can do that easily. Don't get into your self-doubts, because the moment you get into the self-doubt, nothing works. If you put low value to yourself, nobody is going to increase your price. The next aspect is A, act afresh, leave the baggage behind. Now, this is a very vital point. There is an old saying in the armed forces that the senior army man can hang his uniform, but he does not hang his rank. My dear friends, you're out of the job. Even if you are a general manager or vice president, you are a consultant. And get into that role faster. If Rahul Dravid was a great batsman, when he became a wicket keeper, he was not thinking like a batsman, he was thinking like a wicket keeper. When the role changes, adopt it, accept it. Because when the side of the table turns or changes, it's very painful. It takes time to adjust. Oh, वो बंदा तो मेरे को मिलने आता था, अब मैं उसको मिलने क्यों जाऊं? जाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि consultant हो आप. That's the reality. And you asked me to be blunt, so I'm not going to be blunt now. I have got instances of friends telling me, yeah, Rajiv, when I used to go to a fellow, that guy used to stand up. Today, he does not even receive my call. Fine, guy. Hoga na. Because now you're a consultant. You're not the super genius senior vice president or an executive president of an organization. Please leave that baggage behind, because you are a businessman. Even if you are running your own industry, you are running an industry. You don't go there and start your resume saying, you know, I was the executive vice president of this company and now I'm supplying this. The guy will think, hoga na yaar, executive vice president, aaj to tu supplier hai, supplier ki bhasha mein baat kar. That's the reality. Abhay, am I too brute? Should I soften or should I continue? Because people asked for it. I can't help it, yeah? And I'm known for that. And by the way, I also have the reputation that once I get called by an association and I talk so straight that next time they don't even invite me.
No, you have to be straight.
Next point. N. No back of the envelope calculations. सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है, रेस्टोरेंट में बैठे हैं, कहीं और बैठे हैं, ओ यार तू ऐसे कर ले, and then we फटाफट, you know, we invest this money, this much is the margin, so let's go ahead with that. And we say, okay, now let's get into the placement business. This is very easy because we have got contacts, I know people, they will come, and once you place 1 month salary, 15% salary, 20% salary is all there. और नहीं होता these back of the envelope calculations. Get into a proper Excel sheets. Spend some time. Understand the dynamics of the industry, because back of the envelopes do not work at all. Next, moving faster because time's running out. Self-develop vigorously. Your knowledge, your attitude, your skills, your habits matter a lot. And when you are in a job, you can go to Harvard or you can go to any other program, or the trainer can come into your organization to train you guys. And many a times you feel that it's a pain in the neck. Let me tell you, in the last 35 years, no company has sponsored me for any kind of a training program. I have to be a self-learner. Whether you are a YouTube guy or, you know, Arjun was a guy who was a chosen guy because he had Dronacharya to train him. But as a consultant, as your self-employed person, you have to act more like Eklavya. त्यागराज जी प्लीज अपना म्यूट कीजिए. ऐसे echo आ रही है. So this is the period of being an Eklavya, to learn on your own. And of course, you may not get Guru Dronacharya, but you have another Guru which is available absolutely free. Guru Google. Learn from it, learn from YouTube, and you will inherit yourself. And let me tell you, I have inherited so much of learning from there. Next point, moving faster. F. Focus stronger, think longer. Avoid everything under the sky. I have seen new consultants and trainers coming in, a long list of activities which they are offering. उनसे पूछो यार तू क्या करता है? Oh, no, we have got associates who help us. ऐसे नहीं होता. You go into Nehru Place and under each basement you will find consultants, come courier guys, come stationery suppliers, come electronic suppliers, all kind of people roll into one, because if this will not work, that will work. I'm sorry, this is not the way. Pick up your strength, focus on it, focus stronger, and think in terms of longer term कि उसको कितनी देर तक चलाओगे. Next point, moving faster. Oh, observe successes and failures, but fail faster. There'll be a lot of your friends who have succeeded, but a majority of them failed. Majority of them came into partnerships with a lot of excitement, and the partnerships failed because the relationships failed. Everybody thinks that I am more intelligent and the other person doesn't work much, or he gets more money. And that's the basis for failure of these kind of partnerships. Observe and then decide what is right for you and what kind of people are right for you. And in case you have to fail, fail faster so that you move into something new. Or, this is important, re-engage with Bharat. Although this distinguishing aspect of India vis-a-vis Bharat doesn't make sense. Bharat is India, India is Bharat. But when we talk about moving out of the big city mindset and thinking from smaller cities point of view, and of course there are a lot of smarter cities coming up, a lot of manufacturing hubs coming up, a lot of industrialization happening, services industries are moving faster. Why don't you shift over there? There'll be opportunities. And let me tell you, I get a lot of call from smaller cities, because you should be willing to talk about that. And of course, the lingo is different. You can't be talking purely in English. You have to understand their language, their comfort, and communicate. And it is your job to make sure either you make money or you impress people with your English. Let's be very clear about it. Next part, M. Move rapidly. Yes, today's customer wants only three things. Only three things. Faster, better, my way. Faster, better, my way. Faster, better, my way. So you have to move faster. You have to keep improving your own results. And you have to keep fulfilling their expectations. A. Avoid biting more than what you can chew. That's a general problem. In case you're getting an opportunity, the consultant says, let's do this, let's do that. And they tend to overcommit. Don't do that. I have blundered on this part, literally blundered. But I was straight. I went to the client and I said, I made a mistake. That was in 1986. And I returned the check. And I said, sir, I'm sorry, I cannot handle it. The client appreciated that. But when I came out of the client's office, I was really shell-shattered. But I promised myself, Rajiv Khurana, this is the last time you have done it. And I was 26 years old. From that time onwards now, I make sure I improve my capability and only accept those things which I can handle. And by the way, that client's guy, when he moved to the other company, he invited me to work for that company also. And I worked with them for many years. You know why? Because he said, Rajiv, you are an honest person. Next point, T. Tolerate short failures, be perseverant. Failures are bound to happen. And my quote here is, always commit a new mistake. Mistakes are bound to happen, but then make sure that you don't repeat them. The moment you repeat them, you're a careless guy and you cannot survive. Time's running out, so I'll be moving a little faster. You must initiate a lot of ideas, take initiatives, but ensure that each one of your initiative meets with a finitiative. Because, sorry, I'm using Hindi again, you need to be Salman Khan. And Salman Khan said, एक बारी मैंने कमिटमेंट कर दी तो मैं अपनी भी नहीं सुनता. तो एक बारी कमिटमेंट कर दिया इनिशिएटिव के साथ, तो उसको फिनिशिएटिव करना जरूरी है. Oh, optimize money management, of course. If you have money left out of your job or you have some money, make sure that routinely you take care of your expenses and don't put everything into your business. And therefore, your DRC and BBJ is very important. What are DRC and BBJ? Dal, roti and chicken in case you are a non-vegetarian, and BBJ is your bread, butter and jam. In case you don't provide for that, then it'll be very tough for you, because then you really can't do your business properly. And finally, N, nurture ethics and positivity. Ethics are vital. Many times people in the job say, fine, yaar, let me now join hands with some consultant or some businessman. While I'm in the job, let me do some work along with that, gain experience before I leave the job and become a full-time businessman or a consultant. This is stupid. This is harakiri. This is suicide. Because in your appointment letter, it is clearly mentioned that while you are in the employment of the organization, you cannot carry out any business or vocation for money or not without the clear permission of the employer. So in case you start the business, a new business on the footing of cheating, I'm sorry, you are committing suicide. And of course, positivity is very important. गाना जो गाते हैं ना, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन, वो रोज गाना पड़ेगा. Because बहुत सारे downtime आएंगे, and you have to keep singing and keep assuring yourself, all is well, all is well, all is well. हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन. So these are the 14 transformation action points I thought I'll share with you on this day. But at the same time, you will have to also master something. And there are 6 things you need to master. And these things to master are, number 1, multimedia and IT. In case you're not very strong about it, pick it up. One is not expecting you to become a programmer, but you should have everything under your control, because now you will not have team guys who will do things for you. And in case you hire them, they're going to be expensive for you. Learn to do things yourself better and faster. Second, correct your attitude. Your attitude of a big boss in a previous organization is not going to work. And let me tell you, it's very simple. When 2 guys come up with the same kind of competence, the guy who behaves better always wins. So therefore, take charge of your attitude. Third, you need to do more of selling, idea selling, product selling, service selling. And therefore, even if you say that you are an HR guy, damn it, you are a sales guy. Everyone is selling. And in case you do not become proficient on selling, you will not get the right results. And of course, each industry has its own technicalities. You need to become a subject matter specialist. So master those technicalities. And of course, we have heard a lot about emotional question. Now's the time to absorb them and practice them. And finally, the revenue management becomes exceedingly important in terms of how do you channelize things. Whatever you earn, if you do not flow back into your business, your consulting, your other kind of profession, I'm sorry, things are going to be pretty bad for all of you. So my friends, I have spoken with you about 14 transformation ideas, action ideas, and 6 things to master. Time was short, but then it's time that all of you become mad. And it is not that pagal wali baat jo maine pehle kahi thi. Mad is, I wish you all great success. I'm sure in times to come, you will make a difference. And with this, I'm going to close it here, and I'm going to actually look in terms of any questions if I could take from you, and I can coordinate with that, and I should be in a position to respond. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thanks, Rajiv. I think it was wonderful explanation and a journey of professional to entrepreneurship, employee to entrepreneurship. So there are a lot of questions people are asking. The one question which clicked my mind is how to balance ethics and business.
Just 1 second. Guys, in case you've liked this conversation with me, just put why into that so that I could know that you really liked it. Say yes. Why in case you've liked it. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. A lot of yeses are coming. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Abhay, it's very good to, on this day, get some good positive feedback and positive strokes. So I'm just getting that. So this is a good premium for me to go on.
So biggest positive feedback I can give you.
Yeah.
I was watching the number of participants.
Yeah.
there's hardly any participant who has left. There are hardly
wonderful. So we have around 250 people
those
right
who have
now.
left the entire conversation, and that too they have informed that I'm leaving due to some urgency. Normally, I've seen in other webinars.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, friends. This is really very enthusing for me that, and you can, and some of you who have my numbers can also send me messages later on to my WhatsApp number. And
so audience, please type your question.
And somebody has asked whether the recording will be available. Well, what I have done is I've done the recording part. So maybe by tomorrow evening, I'll put it on my page on Facebook and also on YouTube. So you can take it from there. My Facebook page is Rajiv Khurana, and YouTube page, I have a channel called Rajiv Khurana. Hundreds of videos are already there, so kindly subscribe there. And you can actually, every week actually I'm releasing 2 videos. Tomorrow also I have to shoot one and then release it by the evening.
Yeah,
so questions please.
How to balance ethics and business?
Okay. You see, when you are in organization, sometimes, there are compulsions. Let me give you examples. First of all, as a consultant, as a businessman, you have the liberty what you will do and what you will not do. I am a solopreneur. Only in 1998, I lost everything. I lost all my computers, etc. Everything was stolen and I had to restart. And then I said, I'm going to restart on my own. My link on YouTube is Rajiv Khurana. That's the channel. There's a question coming up. Let me respond. And on Facebook also is Rajiv Khurana. So now I decided I'm going to be on my own. But 1985 onwards, till this date, never ever compromise. People can say I am brute, I am ruthless, I'm too straight. But nobody can point a finger that Rajiv Khurana has been dishonest. Because that's the branding I have to live, even therefore losing it out. Many a times, companies have asked me to do certain unethical things. The best thing was to walk out. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to become Mukesh Ambani or anybody else. Big car doesn't make a difference to me. At night, my mom and my wife always taught me, sleep properly. And therefore, not compromising on ethics is very, very vital. Sometimes, I'll give you an instance. I was providing consultancy to an organization with 900 crores turnover, and I had a retainership with them. In one of the board meetings, they said, Rajiv ji, Isbari, can we stop the increments for the managers? I said, why? He said, the company is not doing. This is 5-6 years ago when the industry went into downtowns. I said, but you've done well. No, but the environment generally is not good. Can we reduce the salaries? Or can we reduce the increments? I said, look, people are not idiots. They know it very well that you have done good. So in case you reduce certain things, they may damage you. They didn't listen. I said, people are not stupid. They have just seen that you have got 2 S-Class Mercedes, both the brothers parked outside. You can buy S-Class Mercedes and you don't want to give them increments. You know what happened next day? They took a very vital decision. They kicked me out of the profession. That's okay. But then there are examples when you tell people straight, blunt, they thank you for that. Once a client stood up and he said, Rajiv ji, you have scared the shit out of me. Sorry, I'm using this term. But then says, you make sense. You have to stand by your commitment, yaar. कोई unethical काम क्यों करेंगे हम लोग यार? और एक और चीज सोच के रखिए, friends. You have to decide whether you want to be a 100-meter racer or a marathon winner. I'm a marathon player. 35 years going on. I'm not a guy who's going to now have a consulting profession, later on looking for a job. No way. So those who want to become a marathon runner have to thrive on ethics, integrity, etc. Abhay.
Yeah, so there's another question on the chat box. Everybody knows employability is a journey, not a destination. So what are the changes we need to apply in our lifestyle?
First of all, you said employability.
Yeah.
So now let me just quote something interesting. Moore's law. Have you heard of Moore's law? Many of us would have. What is Moore's law? Moore's law said, every 18 months, the price of the computer will come down by half and the capability will double. And this applies to your mobile phones also today. You're not going to buy an older phone at a newer prices. which means it is our responsibility to apply Moore's law on ourselves. In one of the international conferences out of India, I said, every 18 months, I must change my resume. If I am not changing my resume, I am an old product. If I am an old product, nobody will buy me. Will you buy a 3-month-old phone? No, unless and until it is very cheap. So when it comes to employability, apply Moore's law. Keep changing your resume. And I have literally changed my resume on my own. I'm a product of Shri Ram College of Commerce, and I started working at the age of 19. That's the reason I've got more experience. But I studied along with, and I got multiple courses. And even till today, I study. That doesn't mean that today I have to study only books. The best study I find today is YouTube is fabulous. Net is fabulous. In shorter modules, you get so many things. And then once you learn, you keep thinking. Chintan Manan. That must happen. And once that happens, you are enlightening yourself. And then be in the company of right people, get into good discussions with them. You learn from them. Even your clients also teach you a lot. So that is where employability as a journey is very vital. When you apply Moore's law and consistently keep changing your resume, then you remain employable all the time. But then the question is employability only for job? No. Today we have a dilemma for college education. 78% people not employable. Employable for what? Job. But why can't they think in terms of becoming a colleges teaching people to become small and medium enterprises, setting up social enterprises, joining cooperatives, going into the deeper area, helping the farmers to work on cooperatives. There's so many things which can be done, but we are only focusing in terms of job. And that is where, when too many people are searching for it, for the little thing, then they don't get it. That's the problem. So just expand your scope of employability. As simple as that.
So Rajiv, another interesting question, that there's a concept of second source of income as a necessity. So which income should be given the primary importance?
Second source of income, I'm sorry, I am totally against the idea of somebody in a job and doing a side business. This amounts to cheating. Your wife will not let the servant work for the padosan, because if he is full-time employed with you, because she will call that as cheating, then how can she accept the husband's money, because that comes from cheating? No way. If you have guts, leave the job, come into the profession, market mein dekho kya hota hai. There's no one income or two income. Just improve yourself that a single income is in a position to sustain you. Second income, side income, unfortunately हमारी ये ऊपर की कमाई जो है ना, ये सरकारी महकमों से लेके प्राइवेट सेक्टर में बहुत ज्यादा आ गई है.
How can we turn challenges we face into opportunities for personal, economical, and social growth?
Now, this is a very broad subject.
So you can.
The question is,
we are in short of time. You can just give a.
The question is, what challenge?
Yeah.
And then you have to also differentiate between a risk and gamble. Every challenge could be a gamble. You have to assess whether risk harik mein hoga na. Can you take that risk? If you take the risk, you can work on the challenges. Now today, if I say I start doing the bowling and Virat Kohli is the batsman and I'm going to bowl him out, is that a risk or is it a challenge? It's a gamble. It's an idiotic gamble. Now, if I do not have any right information, the right skill to start a business, and I say, hey, wo log kar rahe hain na, let me also do it. That's not a challenge. A challenge means that whatever opportunity comes in front of you, you have the right capability. You need to acquire some capability. There would be external factors which may not let you be successful. So you have to consistently keep thinking, be agile, and work towards it. And that's the challenge. Otherwise, thinking is not a challenge. The challenge could be, how do I reduce my weight by 5 kg? But if I don't do anything and just keep thinking that by thinking I can reduce my weight, nothing is going to happen, my dear friend. So I have given a very generic answer to a very generic question. Abhay.
Yeah. So I'm taking the last question.
Sure.
It's an interesting one. That do you think the proverb human capital would be rephrased in the current unprecedented situations?
I think पहले human समझना शुरू कर दो, capital की बात में बाद में आ रही है. Sorry, I'm putting it very blunt. This industry and various conferences, I keep standing and saying, and I've written about it. When people and the top organizations say people are our most important assets, they are bloody liars. Nobody has treated their human capital or human being as human being. First, learn to respect them. And in case you wish to become an entrepreneur tomorrow, please treat those people with you because they are believing in you. Don't treat them like trash. Respect them. You may say that they are part of the family. Treat them like family. Treat them like a team player. And if you start doing that, let me tell you, these people are going to go out of their limits to help you out. Otherwise, in larger organizations, when we only do lip service, people understand that, and therefore, whatever you tell them that you are our greatest asset, nobody trusts you, nobody believes you. First, rise to the level of becoming trustworthy. Abhay.
Yeah, so thanks, Rajiv. I think we are already...
We have still 216 people there who have... मेरे को बर्दाश्त कर लिया उन लोगों ने. My bluntless. Guys, did you like it? Just send me the last message. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I really love it. आगे जब किसी को डायरेक्ट बात करनी हो तो मुझे बुला लेना. मैं मीठी मीठी बात बिल्कुल नहीं करता. मैं करता हूँ, मीठी मीठी बातें भी आती हैं मुझे करने, बट अपनी बीवी के साथ करता हूँ.
Yeah, so that is why on this topic I just spoke to you, nobody else, because you are the only right person to have justice.
My contact number is very tough to get.
And thanks to you for putting in very, very constructive thoughts. Your definition of transformation and mastering the transformation. I think these 20 words and their meaning will make a lot. And these 20 tips, all the participants, if they remember and if they practice in their life, they will definitely be there in the market and competing with you. So
doesn't matter. There is nobody competition, please. You only have to compete with yourself.
So,
and these two things, transformation and master, was created only for this program, please.
Okay.
This is absolutely oven fresh. I never repeat my presentations. My presentations are always afresh. And that's why there's no competition, because whatever you may do, I may be doing something different, because I don't believe in best practices. I believe in next practices.
That's right. And another thing which you brought in the discussion is independent service provider. I think that is the terminology which is...
yeah, Tom Peters talked about it.
Yeah, but that is very relevant for today's discussion. And definitely moving from CSR to PSR, that is another dimension. Without being socially responsible, I don't think that we can...
At Lung Care Foundation, I do welcome professionals who want to do some serious work, but then they have to come prepared before they talk with me, because a general cursory discussions I don't hold.
And thanks to Bhagat Singh managing...
Bhagat Singh did a fantastic job. Thank you very much, Bhagat Singh.
And HRD and Mr. Tyagarajan from FMA.
Tyagarajan ji, thank you very much.
Yeah, so...
And
thank you for joining and liking the session, and being just one thing to say that be curious, have questions in your mind, and the journey of your entrepreneurship. All the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you, friends. God bless you all. Namaste.